Wake up, Ghana, your morning star, right? News, views, inspiration, and great conversations. From Accra to the world, we bring the fresh stories, fresh energy every morning, full of fire and glory. Rise and shine, come join the line. Your day begins when the voices align. GhanaTalks breakfast show. Your daily dose, here we go. GhanaTalks breakfast show.
This is GhanaTalks breakfast show, your morning companion.
Only on GhanaTalks radio. Turn it up and stay tuned for the talk that moves you and keeps your heart in tune. From the traffic to the trends, we got something for your day. Every voice, every vision, lighting up the way.
This is GhanaTalks breakfast show, your morning companion.
Your day begins when the voices align. GhanaTalks breakfast show. GhanaTalks breakfast show. Your daily dose, here we go. GhanaTalks breakfast show. GhanaTalks breakfast show. When you see cause on it, where the spark inside the flame.
This is GhanaTalks breakfast show, your morning companion.
Stay with us a while.
This is GhanaTalks breakfast show, your morning companion.
GhanaTalks breakfast show. Your daily dose, here we go. GhanaTalks breakfast show.
This is GhanaTalks breakfast show, your morning companion. This is GhanaTalks breakfast show, your morning companion. Good morning to you wherever you are, and you are welcome to the GhanaTalks breakfast show right here on GhanaTalks Radio. It's a beautiful, cloudy Thursday morning, and you are welcome to the morning show. And this is the first segment, which constitutes of the news review. And right here, we bring you all the latest headlines making waves in the news, from business to politics, from sports to entertainment. We got you covered with the most relevant stories and informed perspectives on matters that matter to you every morning right here on the show. This is still your favorite online radio station. Remember that you're streaming live on Facebook at GhanaTalks Radio TV, on YouTube at GhanaTalks Radio, and also on X at GhanaTalks Radio. Do all to log on, send in your comments. We do all to read them back to you. Share your thoughts with us right here on the morning show. I am your host, Ruth S.N.am Fiagbedu, and this morning I'm elated to have joining me in the studios Miss Debbie Adoso and Miss Regina Bless. Good morning to you, ladies, and you're welcome to the GhanaTalks breakfast show.
Good morning.
Hope all is well.
Good morning. By grace.
Yeah, we thank God. This morning I woke up, I saw the weather, I was like, hey, is it going to rain? Interior Minister, he didn't send us any message. But I saw some people washing in the house, and I'm just praying that it wouldn't rain, because the rubbish that were taken out of the gutters are still lying by the side of the gutters. Some refuse are still heaped in certain communities and in certain areas, and they are crying out to the government that you said we should do general cleaning. We've done it beautifully, but it looks like now the wind is taking the rubbish back into its places and into the gutters again. So seeing the weather this morning, I was a bit, scared. I was like, hey, so if it rains right now, that means that all the work, I cost 19.1 is equal to 0. So we are urging the government, please, they should do something about it. A work beautifully done, a 2-day general cleaning beautifully done. Don't spoil the community. Don't spoil the area. They've collected some of the areas. I passed Alajo yesterday in the evening, and I noticed that the heap of rubbish that was kept through to Sunday has been collected. There are other communities that still have rubbish and refuse in there. Governments, please do something about it. Right. At this juncture, we are going to be delving into our news items for this morning. And yesterday, there was a whole lot of banter in Parliament. And then right after that, we saw the minority, as usual, good as what they are doing, a press conference again. Let's get into the details. Majority counters minorities' 24-hour economic criticism with cocoa spending claims. A debate in Parliament over the government's proposed 24-hour economy and accelerated export development program saw the majority and minority accuse each other of failing to deliver on key economic promises. The minority, led by Kojo Nkrumah, questioned why the 24-hour economy policy has not been fully implemented, despite Parliament approving about 650 billion Ghana cedis for government expenditure over the past 2 years. He argued that the policy was promoted on the promise of creating round-the-clock economic activity through a 3-shift system, but said no government institution has yet adopted that model. Mr. Nkrumah also criticized the slow pace of introducing incentives needed to encourage private sector participation, saying the policy has not delivered what Ghanaians were promised. Responding to the criticism, Majority Chief Whip Roxton Nelson Dafiamekbo defended the government and instead accused the previous NPP administration of failing to properly utilize a $600 million African Development Bank facility intended to support Ghana's cocoa sector. According to him, the loan was meant to expand cocoa farms, improve productivity, and create jobs, but the expected results were not achieved. He claimed cocoa production declined from about 1 million metric tons to 450,000 metric tons, affecting jobs and businesses within the cocoa value chain. The exchange reflects the continuing political debates over implementation of the government's flagship 24-hour economy policy and the management of public resources by successive administration. So, this was what happened in Parliament yesterday, and yesterday the debate and the banter wasn't easy at all. Minority is asking a question, and the majority is also accusing the previous administration of not using $600 million properly. Now, one question we keep asking ourselves is, with a 24-hour economy, has it even met public expectation at all? Whereas we are seeing about 650 million Ghana cedis being allocated to this to bring together both the private sector and also the government sector to create a 3-hour shift job to curb unemployment. But as it stands now, minority is saying that they haven't seen any institution nor any private institution or sector doing this or even embarking on this whole 3 shifts of a job. Ms. Debbie, the 24-hour economy, we know it has delayed. Yes. And now, that is the banter between the minority and the majority now. What can you say to that?
With the 24-hour economy, I believe what we were all expecting to see was not what we are seeing now. The current administration is clocking 2 years, and we haven't seen anything on ground. It's not as if they are not doing what they're supposed to do, but it's yet to materialize, and I don't know when that is going to happen, because I believe money was being disbursed, if I'm not mistaken, I think 660 million or 650 million. 50 million was being disbursed for the 24-hour market. That is 133. But as it stands now, we haven't seen the market materializing. And that is because for you to claim the land has to go through a lot of process. It is not as if they are coming to rebuild already existed market in all this district, but they are acquiring new lands, and then lands where they feel like is quite suitable, where there are structures already on the land, they are forced to demolish all those structures and rebuild a new one. So it's going to take a lot of time, and it's going to take a lot of process, because you need to compensate these people who have their building on the land. You will need to go and seek the permission of the land commission. So it's going to take a whole lot of process,
and even involve the traditional council.
Yes, and then aside that, the money we are going to pump into that is going to be more. So this 650 billion, for me, I feel like this money is
it's
going
actually
to
million
will be used to sort the landowners, the property owners. The land commission will take their own, the traditional leaders will also take their part. So after they are done, they will now come to parliament and then seek for another fund, and that fund will go straight to the contractor. So I don't know when they are going to complete that project, because building a well modernized market is not something that, for me, I feel like it's going to take lesser years. It's going to take a huge period of time to complete this. But the fact that they were able to see in the future, and then they realized that they can finish this in a pace of 4 years, I was quite surprised. But here lies the case. We are almost done with 2026, and we can't still see anything. Now, my problem is the shifting of blame. If you look at what went on in Parliament, the MPP is trying to blame the NDC because they promised and they feel like they've disappointed Ghanaians. The NDC is also blaming the MPP because Roxanne Nelson Dafiamekpo also retaliated, and then he told them that you people also came to Parliament, you also seek for fun to do so and so, but you also didn't do it. So it looks like in a way they are all the same, and so you have right no right. Yes,
you say my own meter, I'll say
it's just like you have no right to point fingers at me whilst you are also doing the same thing you claim is wrong. Something that you claim that is wrong, you're also doing it. So it's as if you have no right to point fingers at me. So you see, this whole banter of shifting of blame is not going to help us. When it happens like that, your focus is being drifted away from the main purpose. The main purpose is that we do not care whether you have 1.5 years left, whether you have 3 months left. What we are looking up to is for you to fulfill that promise. And that promise is for you to build all this 261 market that you've promised the people. That being said, you also promised the women in trade that you are going to build them a bank.
It's set to be completed this year. The latter part of this year, from Article 4.
So where is the banks?
Probably they are going to use an old bank. Sure.
So it means they are going to collaborate with, just like the MPP did with the One District, One Factory. Oh, okay. Then it means the policy wasn't clear. If that is the case, then it wasn't clear, because what we heard was they are going to build. There was nothing like they are going to collaborate. And I mean,
maybe I think we have to go back.
Okay, then I think that would be the best. But sincerely speaking, personally, I have lost trust in this policy called 24-hour economy.
The 24-hour economy, with all how vocal they were about it during their campaign season, and as you said, they are almost clocking 2 years and we haven't seen anything yet. I think the only institution we see running 24 hours is going to be the DVLA, and even that is not in every constituency or even every district. But whereas we've also seen the passport office also working 24 hours under the 24-hour economy policy. Ms. Regina, at this juncture of this current administration, should their focus be on defending their policy or rather criticizing the previous administration, the policies of the previous administration?
When it comes to NPP and NDC, none of them are serious. They are all unserious politicians. Because tell me why you are currently in power and you are failing to do something. And we know that the minority are in opposition to criticize what you are doing. And you are being criticized instead of you to pay a simple, you are also trying to criticize them. The administration is past and gone, in as much as they need to be accountable for their actions during their past administration, and also account account for the money being used. You don't sit in parliament and if they throw a jab, you also throw a jab.
Exactly.
Explain to us why the 24-hour economy is still not being implemented. Money has been allocated. What is stopping you? Oh, probably the money has been allocated, but when it comes to the market, we need to build from scratch. Probably that is what is delaying us. Or when we go to this private businesses, they are trying to have a reasonable conversations with us before they approve. Fine, that is reasonable, but you can't sit in parliament and tell us, now more so we coaching 600 million Ghana to the same what they call expanding cocoa sector. No, what you anything? No, it is not done that way. Be accountable for your actions, and at the end of the day, if you have to apologize, you apologize. Oh, we are sorry for the delay, but even if we leave the 24-hour economy will still be implemented. That is what we are supposed to be hearing in our ears. As at now, it's almost clocking to 2 years. No 24-hour economy anywhere. We are not saying it's easy. It is not easy. Sanso na your friend say MPP almost buy agenda 111 and yet easy to me. At least for them, they started something. They took their money, they started building. We've seen it. Maybe a cathedral ne pena or much high and throw. Because cathedral no building has been erected. So let's say for that the much high and throw. But when it comes to the agenda 111, at least we've seen some of the buildings that has been neglected. Into a more aspect in my idea. But NDC, you say 24-hour economy, you guys have not implemented it, and you are there. Roxy Nelson, Dafia Mekpo, you are attacking. It's not what you are supposed to be doing. Mahama himself is quiet because our flagship.
After they did not clean enough, no.
Yeah, maintaining because our flagship program na is in so. No, and or they buy. I understand, say, say Adrian home, but you are the president. If something happens here right now, do not come and ask you. They'll ask the one in charge here. That is the manager. So Mahama should get up and be serious. Me, I'm waiting for 24-hour economy so that I get plenty money.
In your dream,
but they are delaying. So it means that no 24-hour economy will be implemented. Just yesterday during the newspaper review, now why Roxy Nelson ne picture na boho and almost say allegedly almost say NDC's the money allocated for 24-hour economy is in the bellies of NDC. The ministers, that is what they are saying. And we have no option than to also say that, because where is the money? What is the money being used for? Who has this money been allocated to? Who are the people in charge of building this project? Who are they? They need to come out and explain to us. A lot of youth in Ghana here are relying and depending on the 24-hour economy. This your form says a Commander Sugar Factory. Two machines, no?
Yeah. I saw that.
So 24-hour economy no money. So they've also started their own 24-hour economy
by stealing government property.
Yes. In the first place, why should that big institution be left to rot just like that?
But that institution, or that factory, I think, was started by the previous administration, and the NDC wanted to take over and then work on that.
We need to be serious rather than we importing sugar each and every day. This box of sugar, so our box sugar square. They import it, so are they trying to tell us that we can't also do that kind in Ghana? Toothpick, they are importing it. We need to be serious as a country.
We need to be serious as a country.
We are joking.
We are joking.
And the youth are also not serious.
But we just saw a youth yesterday. We read that she wanted to stand for parliamentary. So at
no,
least,
yes, singular youth.
So we've seen some of the youth.
No, she's singular youth.
Right. So rather than this current administration defending their policy, they are rather focusing on criticizing the previous administration's policy, as in like bringing the old wounds back again, rather than explaining to the people of Ghana. That was actually an equal opportunity to explain to the people that, oh, this is actually the stage we've got into. But rather, they took the opportunity to criticize the current, to criticize the previous administration, of which I think, in my opinion, is bad. They should focus on defending their policies rather than criticizing the previous administration. Let's proceed to our next news item. Government reclaims 1,535 acres of degraded mining lands in Ashanti region. The Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Emmanuel Amma Kofi-Boa, says government has reclaimed 1,535 acres of degraded mining lands in the Ashanti region as part of effort to restore areas affected by illegal and unsustainable mining activities. Speaking during the Government Accountability Series, the minister said the reclamation exercise is part of a broader environmental restoration program aimed at returning damaged lands to productive and environmentally sustainable use. He explained that the project is being carried out in partnership with the private sector, with more companies committing to support further reclamation efforts. According to Mr. Amma Kofi-Boa, government is targeting an additional 1,500 acres of land reclamation by the end of the year, while separate government-led projects are expected to restore about 960 acres of degraded areas across the country. The minister said, restoring mined-out lands is important for rebuilding damaged ecosystems, protecting forests and water bodies, and addressing the long-term effects of illegal mining, popularly known as galamsey. He added that the initiative forms part of government's wider strategy to ensure abandoned mining sites are rehabilitated and returned to productive use. So during the Government Accountability Series yesterday, we heard from the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Emmanuel Amma Kofi-Boa, who says that government has reclaimed 1,535 acres of degraded mining lands in the Ashanti region. And this was as part of the effort to restore areas that have been affected by illegal mining and unsustainable mining activity. Should it be something that we should applaud the government about? 1,535 acres of land has been collected and reclaimed from illegal miners in the Ashanti region. Ms. Debbie.
For me, I believe it's a good one, in as much as I can't see the lands that have been claimed by the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources. All the same, I think they need to be applauded, because with the issue of galamsey, it is consistent in the Ashanti region, where we have vast of lands destroyed because of illegal mining. So I believe with this initiative being put on across the board, and also we reclaiming this land, is a good one. But my problem is, why is it that we keep reclaiming this land and it looks as if illegal mining is still on the rise?
It's still on the rise.
So it looks as if we are trying our possible best to restore the lands, but then we are not trying our possible best to stop the people that are causing harm to our forests and our water bodies. So the equation still remains the same, in as much as we are reclaiming this land, because we are not paying critical attention to the root cause of the issue. We keep claiming the lands, but then the lands keeps it's on the verge of destruction, because in as much as we keep reclaiming it, we still have people going on our water bodies into our forest reserves to mine. And so I feel like more needs to be done. A day before yesterday, I was just, and then something kept popping in my mind, and I was telling myself that we kept giving ourselves assurance that we are fighting against illegal mining, but we are not. And then it looks as if the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources says it's not putting in much effort. And then just yesterday, I saw that they brought out a release that they've claimed about 1,355 land. Now I was like, this is nice, but is it because they just want to say that to sweeten our ears, or it is something that they've really done? That is what I want to know.
But at least you've seen the task force on field, doing what they have to do to prevent the illegal miners from.
The task force are always deployed onto our water bodies and our forest reserves, but these people still mine. We still see illegal mining on the rise. Recently, I learned a soldier even shot one of these illegal miners. These people are well armed, and you tend to ask yourself, where did they get all this war source resources from? Where do they get it from? Like the ammunition, the cartridges they use, where do they get it from? It should tell you that these people are being sourced by unknown force somewhere, and those forces are the people we are supposed to go after, but we don't do it. So we've reclaimed the land, but how sure are we that those lands are going to be sustained for a very long period of time? How sure are we? And I've also realized that they said they are going to minimize mining leases to 20 years.
That'll be our next story.
Oh, then it means I've gone ahead there.
Don't worry.
So for me, with the land that we've reclaimed, it's a good news, but it's still not a good news. It is still not a good news because we are not doing what we are supposed to do. We keep beating around the bush, and then we are refusing to pay much attention to the real issue on ground. So we reclaiming 1,355 lands. It's good news, but as I said, how well are we going to sustain it? How well are we going to ensure that these people do not get into our forest reserve, they do not get into our onto our water bodies? The thing is, are we waiting for them to destroy it, then we pick our equipment, move in there, that we are going to reclaim the lands, or our main focus is to prevent it? For me, we should rather fight so hard to prevent them and getting in there than we waiting for them to destroy it before we take an action. And that is why the saying always goes that prevention is better than cure. You don't wait to contract a deadly disease before you take an action that you want to cure yourself. It's better for you to prevent it, because some of this deadly disease cannot be cured. So for me, we should rather fight down to its root cause than we beating around the bush, waiting for the waters to destroy the forests to be degraded and all that before we take a move or an action to reclaim them.
Yeah. Reclaiming these lands, are they enough? 1,535 acres of land have been reclaimed from Galamsey's in the Ashanti region. And one question that we keep asking is that progress enough? Does that mean that we are, getting some results against the fight of illegal mining? Moving on to our next news item. Cabinet approves reforms to limiting the mining lease to 20 years. Government has proposed reducing the maximum period for mining leases in Ghana from 30 years to 20 years as part of planning amendment to the Minerals and Mining Act 2006 at 703. The Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Ama Kofibwa, announced the reform during the Government Accountability Series in Accra, saying the move is aimed at ensuring Ghana gains more value from its mineral resources. Under the current law, mining companies can receive an initial lease of up to 30 years with the possibility of renewal for another 30 years. However, the proposed amendment will place a 20-year limit on mining leases. The minister also announced the introduction of mandatory community development agreements, which will require mining companies to work directly with host communities to agree on development projects. And according to him, the new system will address complaints from mining communities that they often do not receive enough benefits from mining activities. He explained that communities will now have the opportunity to negotiate their priority needs with mining companies instead of companies deciding on their own support to provide. Mr. Kofi Boah said the reforms are part of broader effort to improve governance in the mining sector, ensure responsible resource management, and guarantee that communities affected by mining benefit directly. The proposed amendments will now be presented to Parliament for consideration. Are you okay, Miss Regina? All right. Share your thoughts with me.
Okay, so with what you read so far, one thing I'm really happy about is the fact that these communities would have the chance to communicate their needs with the mining sector directly, or mining companies directly. When it comes to most of these mining communities, I'm not even expecting the government to have a say in such communities. Because, mind you, in those communities, we already see them to be very rich. Because a good community. So why should these communities be really lacking behind? Of all the communities we know, especially in these rural communities, when you compare a normal rural community to a rural mining community, the rural mining community is really suffering. Really suffering. So I think it's a very good initiative they want to bring up. But now, as you all know, when it comes to our initiatives and our policies, it's only attractive when it comes on paper, but for how these people would implement it would become an issue. And to the mining communities, mining companies, they need to be generous when it comes to developing these communities. They need to be generous when it comes to their money. Because, mind you, these people are getting a lot of money. But when you go to these communities, there's nothing to even show that, oh, indeed, this is a mining community. Most of these people are still lacking potable drinking water. These people are lacking electricity. These people are lacking health facility. And also, when it comes to education-wise, they are also lacking it. When I talk about education-wise, we are not expecting the Ministry of Education to go there and do it themselves. We've seen some of these ministers build education institution, or your friend is saying structures for their community. So exactly, so it shows that an individual can do it. If an individual who is a minister can do it, then it shows a mining company. Why are you smiling?
Yeah, that actually takes me back to, I think you showed me something within this week. We saw one of the MPs in Tamale building mosques.
Adam.
Yeah.
Mosques.
But he said he has done other stuffs for his region. So
is that what the people actually need?
Exactly.
Mosques.
The most is a modernized one.
Oh, but come on.
Above
all, the things that the people need in the community.
You need a place to
mosques. I can be in my house and pray.
So it means all this while they didn't have a place to pray.
They do.
So why mosques? Well, they need hospitals. They need this education infrastructures.
What if the region already have that?
Okay, Tamale.
Back to money.
So I think it's a very good one, and the communities themselves need to be serious with what they ask for. They shouldn't go and ask for public toilets.
Yeah.
What are you saying?
Oh, public toilet is a necessity.
No. Right now, dear.
No, it is.
So in their homes, they don't have toilets.
They don't.
It's needed.
Even bathing.
They don't. Yeah.
Even bathrooms.
In this era.
Oh, yes.
They don't.
Some people are suffering. Oh.
They don't. They have.
So they leave their house and go and.
Some people even end up doing it at the riverside. Or
some have, but not all.
It's a necessity for some communities.
Very, very.
I feel the most important thing should be their roads, their drinking water, when it comes to health facility and
Yeah,
also
we'll count
education.
down.
Shemima coming down. We do
see,
last stop.
I don't know.
Lucky that there's a public toilet at Ausch. If not that day.
So,
Hey, it is well.
Yeah, so for the washrooms, it's needed.
it's
in some,
needed though.
yes, it's needed
in
in some communities.
very, very.
Miss Debbie, let me hear from you.
Yeah, so for me, I like the fact that they've limit the mining lease from 30 to 20 years. That is because we have a lot of mining companies that are mining in some vulnerable communities, and as Regina said, the community cannot really feel the impact of the mining company. So you see, those times when you hear people telling you that this community have a lot of gold, you kind of imagine a lot of luxuries in your head. Then they are walking on streets of gold, they are sleeping in gold. In fact, their bed is even made up of gold. But then when you get to these communities are one of the poorest communities ever. And that is because this firm do not do what they're supposed to do. Their sole interest is to get what they're supposed to get from that community, but not what they're supposed to contribute to that community. So you see a mining firm working in a particular community for 30 years. 30 years, they say at least there should be some sort of development that will match the years you spent in that community.
Exactly.
And then after that 30 years, most of these companies are fortunate enough that their leases are renewed again. So we have some mining firms that have been mining in the community for maybe 60 years or more than that, but there is nothing to show. And that is because these mining companies come to you with what they feel like they want to do in that communities.
Yeah.
So they come to you and then they tell you that this is what we want to do. We want to build maybe a chips compound. We want to do that. But that is not the major concern of the people. So I like the fact that the community will tell you what they want. Maybe they want the construction of roads, or they are interested in some other things. Then the company will need to focus on that. We saw instances where after this South Africa issue, some mining companies became so aggressive that they are now doing what they were supposed to do like 30 years back. So it should tell you that these people are only interested in gaining their money, but not the benefits the community is supposed to derive from these companies. If we are talking about places that should be well developed, it should be these communities that have gold. It shouldn't be these other communities that are made up of gravels and other stuffs. No. So it's kind of a pity. If someone tells me that I'm from Obuasi, and then Obuasi is made up of gold, and when I go to Obuasi, there is nothing to show. Then what are you sitting on? Are you sitting on rock, or you are sitting on what? So I think that the right thing needs to be done. For me, I feel like it should even be like 10 years.
You know that in these communities, it's actually their traditional council they are speaking on their behalf, and these people don't ask for the right things.
They are not serious.
The chiefs. Ne call on no open. Oh, mommy V8. Mommy 3-bedroom. Meanwhile, you are not the only person living in the community. In as much as you happen to be the authority and happen to be the fortunate one that you have everything, does not mean that the residents living in that community actually have it all. So please, when these companies approach you, know what to ask. You can do a research. Go to door, go to these people in the community, ask them, oh, what would you like for us to do? What is the project that you like for us to do in this community? They will tell you. Then you pick the most vital ones. But these people will come to you and you are asking for V8. Please, chiefs and traditional councils, we are begging you, ask for the right things for your community. Because if you ask for the right things for your community, that is your legacy you have left. When you leave, they will be like, as I see, oh, obedi hinen when you win now, ye makruwe. So make sure that you think about your name as well. I think that's a good one from the Lands Ministry. I think that'll be all on the news review. Thank you so much for joining us. Up next, we have Today in History with Miss Regina Bless.
Bringing you today in history on this day and some few global observances. 1945. The first atomic bomb test is successfully exploded. The world's first successful atomic bomb test, code-named Trinity, went off at 5:30 a.m. in the New Mexican desert at the Alamogordo bombing range. The plutonium implosion device, developed during the Manhattan Project, generated an explosive yield equivalent to roughly 21 kilotons of TNT. The explosion created a massive flash of light visible for hundreds of miles, a mushroom cloud that reached 40,000 feet, and a blast shock wave felt over 100 miles away. The intense heat, estimated to reach at least 2,678 degrees at ground zero, evaporated the 100-foot steel tower holding the bomb and melted the desert sand into a mildly radioactive green glass known as trinite. 1779. Anthony Wayne launches risky attack against British forces. American Brigadier General Anthony Wayne launched a daring midnight bayonet assault against heavily fortified British positions at Stony Point, New York. Executed in complete darkness and lasting only 30 minutes, the surprise maneuver successfully captured the outpost and secured Wayne's famous moniker, Mad Anthony Wayne. Devised by General George Washington, the operation sought to eliminate the British stronghold that had been heavily threatening the Hudson River Valley and American supply lines. The Americans achieved this by advancing through flooded terrain and silently overwhelming the defenses with unloaded muskets and fixed bayonets only. The attack yielded a decisive victory for the Continental Army. 1990. Earthquake wreaks havoc in the Philippines. A massive magnitude 7.7 to 7.8 quake struck the island of Luzon, leaving a tragic mark on Philippine history. Looking at the casualties, more than 1,200 people were killed, with reports reaching up to 2,400 dead, and thousands of others were injured. The epicenter was located in Rizal, northeast of Cabanatuan City, but the tremor rippled across the entirety of Luzon. Looking at some few global observances. Today is considered and observed widely as World Snake Day. It is an annual event dedicated to celebrating the ecological importance of snakes, raising awareness about the conservation of over 3,500 species worldwide, and dismantling the fear that often leads to their harm. So today is a day to observe snake, and they are telling you not to harm snakes when you see them. They said don't harm snakes. Be friendly to them because they are friendly. And if possible, do well to pet them. Lastly, get to know your customer day. It is an actionable opportunity to build long-term retention by directly asking clients for feedback, offering personalized outreach, or hosting appreciation events in exchange for their valuable insights. Celebrating this day builds stronger brand loyalty and gives you the context needed to improving your offerings. Yeah. And that's all for today on Today in History and some global observances, live on Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
Thank you so much, Miss Regina Bless, for Today in History and some observances of the day. She said we shouldn't harm snakes today.
So you see snake.
I said you.
Please use your pronouns
me.
well.
No, I said
say me.
Listen,
I will not
I
harm.
said that they said you shouldn't harm. So I didn't say me. So me, if I see, I'll harm it because I can't.
Be there and say you know harm. It will buy you.
Hey.
Debbie's girl.
Welcome to Debbie's Grill, where we talk about issues that matter to the state, void of politics, fear or favor. A fellow at the Ghana Center for Democratic Development, CDD Ghana, Dr. John Osei Kwapon, says it will remain difficult to separate the actions of state institutions from politics as long as their leaders are political appointees. Speaking in an interview, he said the issue goes beyond administrative conduct because leadership changes in state institutions often follow changes in government. He said NDC legal team member Abraham Amaliba raises a good point about separating the administrative behavior of state institutions from politics. The only challenge there is that the heads of these institutions are politically appointed. Where there is a turnover election, you do see some turnover who is appointed heads of these institutions. According to him, the situation becomes even more complicated when investigations or legal actions involves high-profile politicians or politically exposed persons. When the cases involves this high-profile, this politically exposed persons, either a very prominent party official, they may have served in government, all of those things show in another range and another dynamics that makes it challenging to think of this purely as state administrative behavior. He said consistent patterns of questionable administrative conduct should be addressed. However, he argued that the political context surrounding such cases makes it easy for the public to interpret institutional actions through a political lens. He described this as a tension Ghana must find a way to reconcile. Responding to questions about accountability within institutions such as the Economic and Organized Crime Office, he said responsibility does not rest with one individual alone. He explained that appointing authorities have a duty to review their decisions if repeated, and verified complaints shows that the conduct of a state institution head offends the Constitution. He added that officials who directly supervise such institutions also have a responsibility to intervene. He said accountability exists at different levels, yet he maintained that public debate will continue to mix politics with administration because such controversies often involve prominent political figures and tend to emerge after changes in government. So state institutions can't escape politics while their bases are political appointees. This is from a CDD fellow. That is not something new. I feel like that is something that has been in existence with us for so long. So there are some institutions that do not need anything like politics. That institution needs to perform fairly without being biased. And so such institutions, what everyone is looking up to from such institutions is for them to perform without involving whatever they are doing with politics. But then it's not so, and that is because people who are being appointed to supervise such institutions are being appointed based on politics. So we've experienced a lot of government comes and goes, and then when they come, they appoint leaders. That is a political appointment. If President Mahama is our current president, he appoints people to supervise some institutions to take charge in some offices, government or state offices. And that offices needs to work independently, but in a way we see their works or the result of their works as that of a politician. And that is because whoever is supervising them is a politician or is being appointed by a politician. And you see, that is why sometimes when you see things happening and then you ask, they'll tell you that, oh, order from above, or order from above. Where is the order coming from? The person who appointed you is a politician, so whatever they tell you is what you do. So when we take institutions like this, investigative institutions like IOCO, offices like the Attorney General, offices like that of the OSP, all these are institutions that are supposed to work independently and free from politics. But in most cases, the outcome of whatever they do clearly shows that it is based on MPP and NDC. And then when it happens like that, when every issue is being watched or is being seen with a political lens, we tend to shift away from the main focus. And then when it happens, the trust the ordinary Ghanaian have in those institutions diminishes. So let's take the court for instance. We see the court or the judiciary as an independent entity. This is a court. And what do? They deal with issues, they talk on matters, they defend people. And they defending people is not supposed to be biased, right? It means when I go to court today and then I go to report an issue, or maybe someone is doing something and then I go to report it, or somebody has encroached on my land or something, and then that person is a government official, the court is supposed to deal with the issue just like the way it was being presented to them. There shouldn't be a case where the court will be like, oh, well, the person who has encroached on my land because the person is a political appointee, or because the person holds a higher position in office, they are supposed to favor that person, and then I becomes the other person. It looks as if the court favors the politicians, and then the ordinary Ghanaian becomes an scapegoat. And this is the main reason why an ordinary Ghanaian will go and steal a plantain, or say a sum of money, sometimes 6 cedis, 10 cedis, 20 cedis, and then they are being jailed like 6 months, sometimes 1 year. And then a politician who embezzled state fund is being allowed to go scot-free. The issue becomes somewhere in court. All that we get to hear is, today the person has been granted a bail, or the case is in court, the person has been granted a bail. Like, they kept massaging the issue till it dies out, till the media is no longer interested in following up the case, till everybody is fed up, and then it ends there. And you know what happens when this occurs consistently? It means you are telling the people that don't trust us, don't have confidence in us. Because even the law that states that no one is above the law, you are trying to tell us that it's a lie. Some people are above the law. Because if no one is above the law, then it means that the court need to execute their mandate fairly. But it's not being done that way. We also saw instance where there was an issue between the OSP and the Attorney General on whether the OSP has the right to arrest someone, whether the OSP has the right to investigate corruption and corrupt-related cases. We saw all that. And then we realized that, listen, the Attorney General, who is even supposed to work independently, is being appointed by a president. And the president is a politician. And the OSP, this same OSP that is supposed to work independently, is also being appointed by someone. So how do you expect this office to work independently? Here lies the case. The Attorney General is telling us that I have the sole mandate to tell you what to do. So it means before you take an action or before you do something, you need to come to me. First clearly shows that the people who sat down to draft the laws concerning the office of the OSP, I don't know whether they were in hurry, because they could have done something about that. There shouldn't be an instance where the OSP and the Attorney General should be conflicting with each other. If the OSP is supposed to be independent, so be it. There shouldn't be an instance where Attorney General will have to interfere in my case. Attorney General will have to tell me what to do. Then it means I'm not independent. So this is very simple. For us to fight against institutions that are supposed to be independent, we have a long way to go. Because whoever is supervising that institution or whoever is the head of that institution was being appointed based on politics. And you see, after every 4 years, there will still be a change of government. And when that change happens, all those heads of institutions that are politically appointed, they will be booted out, and then new set of people will be appointed to occupy those positions. So then, how all can we say that these people are supposed to work fairly or independently without being intrude? It is going to be very, 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 very difficult, and that is why we see what we often see. And I can boldly tell you that 99% of the ordinary Ghanaians do not have an iota of trust in any of these state institutions. And that is because we have come to a crossbar where we believe that even these institutions are corrupt themselves. They are corrupt. They tend to present themselves to be fair, to be independent, but they are not. And so just as I said, we have a very long way to go. It is not supposed to be like that. Even if a government should appoint someone, you need to work fairly. Thank you for making time with me on the biscuit.
Thank you so much for making time with us on the first segment of the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. We're going for the morning news shortly, and right after that, we'll be back. Please stick and stay with us.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries.
Koko Nikosi, alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare,
Regina Bless,
Deborah Adosu,
and I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
We bring you local news, business news, international, sports, and entertainment news. Right here on GTR.
Hello, good morning, and welcome to the morning news update on Ghana Talks Radio. Coming up this morning, the Tamils Heritage is set to honor Professor Frimpong Boateng and Hanan Tete for upholding a non-partisan legacy. At the Lands Ministry, new technology reforms are being rolled out to cut out middlemen at the Lands Commission. In Parliament, the Berekum West Member of Parliament is calling on government to prioritize teachers' welfare as key to strengthening education. The New Patriotic Party executives have rejected calls for Justin Frimpong Kodia to resign. On health, the Medical and Dental Council says negligence cases are concentrated among 46 practitioners. And in business, Cocoa Board has settled 162 million Ghana cedis outstanding debt owed to non-DDEP cocoa bill holders. We have full details on these stories and many others coming up shortly. The John Evans Tamils Memorial Heritage has defended its choice of speakers for this year's commemorative lecture. The event is focused on honoring the late president's legacy as national figure to promote unity and national development above party lines. Chair of the Heritage, Alex Segbefia, said the selection of Professor Kwabena Frimpong Boateng as guest speaker and Hannah Tete as chairperson reflects the organization's commitment to the vision. According to him, Professor Frimpong Boateng and Mrs. Tete were chosen for their credibility, service to the nation, and the ability to speak to Professor Mill's values of integrity, humility, and nation building. The Atta Mills Memorial Lecture is held each year to commemorate the life and contributions of Ghana's former president, Evans Fifi Atta Mills.
There's always a common thread which runs through regardless of who is giving the lecture, and that is you get the complete character of the man who was called Professor John Evans Atta Mills. So there is no particular reason. Some have been in academia, some have been government officials. As I said, I think Professor Paul Boateng actually even gave a lecture in the past from the UK. Former presidents from different countries have also actually given lectures. So it's not about MPP and DC, it's about the man. And it just happens that on this occasion, we have a chairperson who is from NDC and a speaker whose background is from MPP. But I'm sure by the time it's over, that common thread will also become stark. And it just goes to show that the man actually touched a lot of lives in very different ways. And for that we are proud. And that's why many of us have decided to support the heritage so that we never forget what he stood for. And if Ghana is going to move forward as a country, at some point, there should be some principles and values that are not MPP or NDC. They are just pure Ghanaian principles which we should follow. The 14th anniversary commemorative lecture will be delivered by Professor Kwabena Frimpong Boateng, the renowned cardiothoracic surgeon and former Minister of Environment, Science and Technology and Innovation. His topic will be President John Evans Atta Mills, 14 years on. The lecture will be chaired by Ms. Hannah Sewa Tete, United Nations Under Secretary and Special Representative for the UN Support Mission in Libya, former Minister of Foreign Affairs and former Minister of Trade and Industries. This is a lecture that nobody should miss. It starts at 2 p.m. and will be delivered at the Kofi Ohene Konedu Auditorium at the University of Professional Studies, UPSA, in Accra. Professor Kwabena Frimpong Boateng of the MPP as the keynote speaker is unique and refreshing. And Ms. Hannah Tete of the MDC as chairperson for the lecture is an outstanding personality. Together, they form a formidable duo. On Friday, the 24th of July, 2026, at 9 o'clock a.m., the 14th anniversary wreath-laying ceremony and memorial service will be held at the Asundwe Park, near the Osu Castle.
The Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Emmanuel Amakofi-Boa, says the ministry is rolling out technology-driven reforms to eliminate the activities of Goro boys at the Lands Commission. Addressing the issue, Mr. Boa stated that modern technology provides the chance to sanitize land administration and remove middlemen who extort money from the public. The reforms will focus on digitizing land records, streamlining service delivery, and creating transparent systems that allow citizens access land services directly without intermediaries.
This is a commission that is ready for reforms. the simple business of registering your title should not be a lifetime business. The Lands Commission themselves have set up a target of 1 month turnaround for registration of these services. And that is why I've introduced a new program of what we call SLAP, to basically turn around digital services. We want to get to the place where people at the comfort of their home can have 90% of the services that these guru boards and connection people have. In the 21st century, modern technology has given us all the opportunity to stop all this nonsense. And we will. And that's what I believe. It is not a rocket science. But we are going to do that, and we've set up a team. Now there's a dedicated fund that can attract everybody to come and support this program. And so the ultimate goal is to digitalize and provide very quick turnaround time and services. In addition to decentralizing, we've told you how many offices. In the last time we've created over 30-something offices. And we'll continue to expand to make sure that the land administration services is at the doorsteps of the people of Ghana, and it's easiest to access and it's quick.
The Member of Parliament for Brekum West has called on the government to prioritize the welfare of teachers as a critical step towards strengthening the country's education. According to the Member of Parliament, teachers remain the backbone of education delivery, with their conditions of service having a direct impact on the quality of learning in schools. He noted that issues such as salary delays, inadequate accommodation, lack of teaching and learning materials, as well as poor motivation, continue to affect teachers' performance, especially in rural communities. Investing in teacher training, timely promotions, and improved incentives, he said, will not only boost morale but also help retain qualified educators in the classroom. The Member of Parliament further called on the Ministry of Education and the Education Service to effectively work with teacher unions to address outstanding concerns.
Over the years, applying policy BI and acquires and books, school free, providing providing teaching and learning materials. A basic fundamental child right. I assess it. Applying a not home, the assessor, you're saying you provided some woman in a teacher for no more child, any ye or market yet or welfare condition of service and yet ye never thought necessary and multi and a private schools. Teacher for who will be professional teachers. And so a teacher for more government schools of professional teachers at your mama private school. Emma will be only professional teachers then and here. Results of the Bansua, ye choose schools, top schools, and probably the private schools. So it is something as a country. We are by teacher welfare, teachers' condition of service, teachers' motivation, condition of service, salaries, any infrastructure being for the benefit of the teacher. Because we all say all professionals can boast, but the teacher taught them all. They can be a they should be given meaning and effect by making sure that teaching as a noble professional, very reflect what teacher practice. Now, teacher for all reward, and you heaven and when you say and couple CSP will be able to teacher for sacrifices or more air, by reward when they say, you never was at so you can heaven.
A group of elected New Patriotic Party constituency executives in the Greater Accra region has rejected calls for the resignation of General Secretary Justin Frimpong Kodua. Speaking to GhanaTalks Radio, Ablekuma Central Constituency Secretary-elect Emmanuel Kwabena Opoku said the executives believe Mr. Kodua should be given another term to continue leading the party's reorganization effort. Calls for Mr. Kodia's resignation have emerged in some quarters following the New Patriotic Party's performance in the last general elections, with critics arguing for new leadership at the national level. However, the Greater Accra executives insist that stability and continuity are needed to strengthen the party structures from the constituency to the national level.
Why continuity matters. Changing leadership simply because elections are due is not always leadership. Sometimes continuity is the wiser choice. The reforms initiated over the last 4 years are still being implemented. Replacing the architect before the building is completed will delay the very progress the party seeks. The next General Secretary should not spend 2 years learning institutional realities while 2028 is approaching. The work has begun. Let us be completed, or let it be completed. Our appeal to delegates. As delegates, prepare for the National Annual Delegate Conference in Kumasi on 19th September 2026. We respectfully urge every delegate to vote based on evidence. We respectfully urge every delegate to vote based on evidence, not emotion. Vote based on performance, not propaganda. Vote based on institutions, not personalities. Vote for the man who introduced lasting reforms instead of temporary slogans. Vote for the leader who chose difficult but responsible decisions over every applause. Vote for continuity, vote for stability, vote for preparation, vote for victory. Our resolution.
The Registrar of the Medical and Dental Council has revealed that 46 medical practitioners are responsible for 64% of all reported cases of alleged medical negligence in the country. Dr. Divine disclosed this when he appeared before Parliament Health Committee to brief the members on the Council regulatory work and challenges. According to him, the data shows a worrying concentration of complaints against a relatively small number of practitioners. The Council is taking steps to address the trend, including stricter monitoring, continuous professional development, and disciplinary processes when necessary. He added that patient safety and public trust in the healthcare system remains a top priority for the Council.
Just to indicate that by the end of this quarter, we had from the first quarter 25 cases, new cases 6, 31 cases. And this is how they are distributed. But to point out that we have about 16 of them ongoing. The second quarter we received 5, total of 21. We had that one case undercover investigations. We considered 12 cases. 2 of them were, referred to the disciplinary committee, and then 5 cases were then disposed of. So currently at the disciplinary level, we have a total of 31 cases involving 46 practitioners. So that is what we have now. In the courts, we have 2 cases at the High Court, 2 cases at the Circuit Courts, and court attendance, we have gone 4 times in the second quarter. What is important is that we also have 1 case which I ran through quickly, that we undercover investigations. And we leave it like that. The press is here, so we'll not say more. Of the cases that come, 64% of them are accusations and allegations of substandard or negligent practice. 2% of them are persons that we may have been convicted of a criminal offense. And then after you finish serving, you come and we determine, for example, if they said, I stole, honorable, my brother's pregnant goat, for example, and I serve my term for 3 years and I come out, then you do proof of conviction have to come and show that it's through the court records. Now the committee has to determine whether as an honorable, learned, profession, whether it is honorable to have thieves as members of it, and whether that dims the reputation of the profession in the eyes of right-thinking members of the community. If that is the case, striking off. So this is very important. So you may go and commit a crime completely off. If you have you are charged for murder, you come back, proof of conviction. And invariably, those serious offenses, second-degree felonies, you are not likely to come back globally. We have a serious issue around boundaries, professional, patient, boundary relationship issues, and we hope that we will continue to advance that conversation, and we'll need your support. And then, of course, some cases that are simply misconduct, not because it's failure of technical competence, but conduct.
In business, the Ghana Cocoa Board has announced a payment of 162 million Ghana cedis and full settlement of outstanding obligations owed to individual holders of cocoa bills who did not participate in the government Domestic Debt Exchange Program (DDEP). The board said the payment fulfills its commitment to honor all legitimate debt owed to investors. In a statement released on Wednesday, July 15, Cocoa Board explained that following the implementation of the DDEP in 2023, payment to some cocoa bill holders who opted not to participate in the program remained outstanding due to the board's financial constraint. It, however, noted that those obligations have been fully settled. The board also expressed appreciation to the affected investors for their patience and understanding throughout the period of delayed payment. It reiterated its commitment to restoring confidence, strengthening its financial positions, and ensuring the long-term sustainability of Ghana's cocoa industry. To sports, fans attending and watching Sunday's 2026 FIFA World Cup final should expect an extended halftime break, with FIFA preparing a Super Bowl-style entertainment featuring some of the world's biggest music stars. The interval at New York, New Jersey Stadium is expected to last between 20 and 25 minutes, significantly longer than the traditional 15-minute break. The headline performance will feature global music icons Shakira and South Korean supergroup, with the show itself scheduled to run for approximately 11 minutes, while sources within FIFA indicate the total halftime interval will likely be around 20 minutes. Another option being considered is retaining the standard 15-minute break before staging the concert immediately afterwards. Under the laws of the game governed by the International Football Association Board, players are entitled to a halftime interval not exceeding 15 minutes. However, FIFA has previously extended the break for major entertainment events. During last year's FIFA's World Cup final, also staged in New Jersey, halftime lasted 24 minutes following performances by Coldplay, J Balvin, Doja Cat, Thames and Emmanuel Kelly. The entertainment lineup for Sunday's final has also been strengthened with the addition of Justin Bieber, who joins Burna Boy, the PS22 Chorus and Coldplay, with the band's frontman Chris Martin serving as a curator of the show. The World Cup final kick off at 3 p.m. local time after a lavish brand ceremony scheduled for local time. Spain have already secured their place in the final after defeating France 2-0 in the first semi-finals. They will meet Argentina at the second semi-final, with football's biggest prize set to be decided on Sunday in New Jersey. In showbiz, Ghanaian actor and voice-over artist Andrew Tando has called for stronger legislation to protect the intellectual property rights of voiceover artists and ensure they receive royalties for the use of their work. Although individual voiceover artists are making effort to advance the industry, there is a need for collective action from industry associations and government. Andrew noted that when Nigerian actor and voice actor Sergei Narinze visited Ghana last year, he was surprised the country had taken so long to establish a unified fund for voice-over artists. Andrew joined Boje, Natalia Andor, and Kwame Jokoto for the discussion on Showbiz A to Z. On global updates, the United Nations has documented a rapid escalation of extremist activities across West Africa and the Sahel, signaling a volatile shift in the region's security landscape. International monitors report that militant functions are expanding their operational footprint with alarming speed, increasingly threatening the stability of coastal nations along the Gulf of Guinea. Leonardo Santos, the special representative of the UN Secretary General for West Africa and the Sahel, briefed the Security Council on this development. He emphasized that the situation in the central and northern Nigeria remains volatile. The group involved are evolving their methodology to evade detection and increase their leniency. The intersection of organized crime and extremist activities complicate efforts to restore order. UN officials highlighted that drug trafficking has become deeply linked with regional terrorism. This convergence of illicit revenue streams allows armed groups to sustain operations despite international pressures. Humanitarian relief efforts face significant obstacles as access to conflict-ridden zones continues to shrink. The civilian population remains the primary victim of this instability. Vulnerable groups, particularly women and children, suffer most from the persistent violence. Additionally, the targeted destruction of schools comprises the educational prospect for a generation of youth, effectively shifting the long-term potential of these communities. The southward shift of extremist influence poses an urgent challenge for coastal nations, including Ghana, Togo, Benin, and Cote d'Ivoire. Historically considered more stable, these countries now face increased pressures from cross-border displacement and the infiltration of militant networks. Recent data indicates that coastal states are now hosting approximately 220,000 refugees fleeing conflict in the north. To mitigate this risk, regional maritime and land-based task forces are intensifying their efforts to harmonize legal frameworks and improve intelligence sharing. The operationalization of the Combined Maritime Task Force in June 2026 marks a significant step towards collective security, yet experts maintain that military preparedness must be paired with robust investment in local governance to prevent the exploitation of northern frontier communities. Addressing the root causes of this unrest remains a priority for the international community. United Nations experts pointed to persistent poverty, fragile governance, and extreme climate vulnerability as key drivers of the conflict. Solving these systemic issues requires a unified approach that prioritizes long-term investment over temporary security issues. Representatives from the affected nations express a firm commitment to overcoming these hurdles through collective action. Burkina Faso's ambassador to the United Nations spoke on behalf of the Alliance of the Sahel State to reaffirm their resolve in seeking peace. The path forward requires balancing the drive for national sovereignty among the Sahelian states with the urgent need for coordinated international support. While the Alliance of the Sahel State emphasizes local resilience, the scale of current threat demands sophisticated and multifaceted strategy. The ultimate test for the region will be whether internal governance reforms can synchronize with global humanitarian and security efforts to successfully stem the tide of regional instability. As borders remain porous and extremist tactics modernize, the collective security of the African continent rests upon the ability of these nations to integrate their defense architectures while simultaneously addressing the socio-economic grievances that fuel recruitment. And that's it on the morning news update. Thank you so much for sticking tuned to your radio. Do well to log onto all streaming platforms as well as logging onto our website at www.GhanaTalksRadio.com for more news stories. I am Deborah Adolso. Do have a good morning.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with Ghana Talks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With Ghana Talks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. Ghana Talks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. Ghana Talks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast. French fries.
Koko Nikosi, alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare.
Regina Bless.
Deborah Adoso.
And I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion.
Ghana Talks Radio,
inspiration,
#1.
and great conversations. From Accra to the world, we bring the fresh stories, fresh energy.
This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion.
Rise and shine, come join the line. Your day begins when the voices align. Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Your daily dose, here we go. Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning
Only on Ghana
companion.
Talks Radio.
This
Turn it
is
up
Ghana
and
Talks
stay
Breakfast Show,
tuned.
your
For
morning
the top that
companion.
moves you and keeps your heart in tune. From the traffic to the
Good morning to you once again, and you are welcome to the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show right here on Ghana Talks Radio. This is your favorite online radio station. As I mentioned, you can carry along wherever you go right here on the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. This is your morning companion. We're streaming live on Facebook at Ghana Talks Radio TV, on YouTube at Ghana Talks Radio, and also on X at Ghana Talks Radio. Do all to log on, send in your comments. We do all to read them back to you. Let's get interactive right here on the show. This is the second segment. As you know it, on the second segment, we come along with knowledgeable guests who are going to be delving into the issues. And this morning, I must say that I'm glad to have two gallant men right here in the studios, and one from the NPP and also one from the NDC. We have Mr. Daniel Note, aka Vanity. Yes, you know Mr. Vanity. He's the NDC communications team member. And we also have Asante James Makion. Makion. NPP Communications team member. Good morning to you, Vanity, and good morning to you, Mr. Makion.
All right, good morning.
You see, this kind of names, when you are pronouncing them, if you don't take coffee or, some burger,
Come on.
you might not get it well.
You know, we also have another Makion.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Who is that?
Now, is he Ablikuma Central MP or Ablikuma South?
Oh, really? He's also Makion. Are you related to him by any way?
No.
Oh, really? No. But are you a Ghanaian?
I'm a Ghanaian.
See the way I've been talking, doesn't even show you're a Ghanaian.
Oh my God, come on.
It's good to have you in the studios. Hope it wasn't difficult getting here, since it's actually your first time.
We managed.
Yeah, you manage. It's good to have you. This is the GhanaTalks Breakfast Show. We are going to be the morning companion to our viewers and also to our listeners this morning, and we'll be going into the issues. But before we go into it, there's a lot going on in your camp. Whenever I get the NPP communicators, I always try to tease them that there's a lot going on in your camp.
It is all possible.
It is possible. With the arrest of Akatachi Efrifa, the constituency election violence during the weekend, and we also saw Miracles Abuaji, and now we don't know if he is telling us the truth or if Iyoko is also telling us the truth, because as it stands now, he's saying that they never discuss any 55 million scandal anywhere. So it could be that these people actually grab him just to confuse and also disrupt he declaring his bid to be the communications director for the NPP. Is there any iota of truth in what Miracles is saying, Mr. Makion?
It's quite interesting. Good morning to all your listeners once again. It's quite interesting we having this particular issue ongoing at this particular point in time. The NPP has nothing against Ghana as a whole, as it stands now, and activities of the Iyoko. Moreover, they have every right to take their decisions and bring their respected reports on board. Whatever they are saying, we are not going to doubt it until it goes through the necessary procedures. If you claim Miracles have mismanaged some funds and others, take him to court. That is what we believe in. We believe in the law and we believe in justice. Take him to court. Let court proceeding starts. Let lawyers engage. Let's bring evidence and let's see how far it goes. For that, we can't say Miracles is right or Iyoko is right until the court decides.
So if indeed he's saying that Iyoko hasn't engaged him on any 55 million Ghana cedis scandal, why then he did pay for the bill or didn't go to court?
He needs the bill to be released. It's part of the conditions to be released. If there is no bill, there won't be any release. So he agreeing to the bill, I think, is a very nice opportunity for him to also get out from Iyoko. Don't forget that his arrest wasn't informed. It was something impromptu. He didn't plan for it. He traveled, and on his way coming back home to see his family, he got arrested. Not knowing, according to Iyoko, the arrest has already been declared a week
stop order on
good before time. So he needed the bill so bad to be out of that place, and I think it's a good decision he made.
It's a good decision he made. But what do you make of his bid to stand for the communications director for the NPP? Do you think that he's the best candidate?
He wet it.
He is?
He wet it. I just have to be honest with you and to your listeners and to Ghana.
Yeah.
Miracles wet it. Looking at his efforts from 2020 to down the line to 2024 campaign period, and his consistency till now shows that even if he's given the mandate, he can do better. Moreover, the lives of a lot of young, inspiring communicators in the party are all from his camp, and I think he's doing so much well that he deserves the position.
We actually saw what he did with Baumia's campaign. He was the spokesperson for Baumia, and it looked like a lot of people weren't really impressed with what he did. and he, finally declaring his intention to stand for the communications director for the NPP. They were like, what do you make of such comments?
We learn from our mistakes.
Right.
Yeah, Miracles has been in the space for a while now, starting as a chartered marketer. He is a chartered marketer. So his communication skills, building from, marketing to the national political space, he's gradually making, improvements day to day. As it stands now, if he has a competitor, I don't think any one of them can beat him on that grounds.
As it stands now, we haven't seen anyone else come in to, also declare their intention for that particular position.
Exactly. And he has marketed himself well to the general public, not only the NPP as a political party, but Ghana as a whole. He deserves a chance.
Right. Zavanity, they said you are using the security agency to threaten the opposition.
Good morning to the listeners outside here, and also good morning to my family members, and then Amasama as entire communication department. Who are those saying that we are using the security service?
This one is from Richard Ahiagba. He said Miracles is very vocal, especially when it comes to criticism on this current administration. So due to that is why you picked him up.
When you compare Miracle with Sami Jemfi, there's far difference.
Well, what's the difference?
The difference is that Sami is very, very loud than Miracle. We all know.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Miracle is louder.
You see, we know what Sami did in this country before this party came into power. Sami gives a lot of things, facts and other things. The moment Sami speaks, things comes out. We all know. Yes, Miracle is loud. Are you with me?
Yeah.
Miracle is a young guy, which all of us know that, yes, he have the ability and he have the capability to lead the party as an MPP, as a national communication director, which we are not saying that is very bad idea or whatever it is. Miracle is a young guy. I wish him well, right? As a young guys, when we are coming up, whatever we need in life, we pray to God and we make sure that we do the needful things so that God will protect us and give us the same. But we don't do things to tarnish our image. Miracle have done so many things, as you said, to tarnish his image. Following by Umia, number one, it tarnishes his image. Number two, there are some certain things Miracle have done in this country, which the thing blow and comes out. Miracle also use those things to tarnish his image. One, let's look at the cocoa issue. You have to go out and bribe people to go and do demonstration.
Do you have evidence of that?
We have. We all here. We all in social media when about 4, 5, 6 people came out.
And you can really tell that he's coming from the camp of Miracles. Yes. That indeed Miracle actually.
But the people said it. The people said it. They said it's a Miracle who went and called them that they should come and do a demonstration. They are not cocoa farmers. They don't know anything about cocoa, but they asked them to come and do this demonstration to give them some tips or some money and other things. And even if I forget, I remember the person even mentioned the amount that they are receiving, and they refused to give them that amount. So they have to blow the whistle. You see, in this world we are, right? Politics as we are doing, we need to be very careful about the way we act, the way we do our things. Because we are in social media. Whatever you do today, tomorrow, the thing will reflect back to you. That is what this man said. Is he this reggae musician? He said, when you live in a grass house, don't do what? Don't throw stone.
Yeah.
Are you with me? So, I don't know where this... You see, when we were talking about this issue, say we are using Iyoko. Iyoko, now, organization woman we mudida.
Do you think the president is actually impressed with the works of Yoko, with how they are doing?
Madam, we don't have anything to do because these things have happened before. In the lives of what we call Chachuchi Kata, Abu Dhabi, and these people, this person, what do we call Vita Solomon. You'll be hearing MPP members will say Rambo Star, Rambo Star, Rambo Star. When they went into the church and arrest Chachuchi Kata, is it Chak Chanstar? That one, is it Chak Chanstar? When they went to the church or the other place they arrest Abudaki. That one, is he Kung Fu star or Aibekila star? You see, you started from somewhere, and what you plan previously, and you did, and you think you will succeed. And now it have come back to you. You will be hearing MPP members saying, "Oh, the table will turn. The table will turn." Yeah. When the table turn, what will you do?
So are you guys worried? Is the end worried?
We don't we
are
not panic one. Because look, if we have a problem, that by this time, and can people be winning, you know, we should have get those. They should arrest some of our people. Now I don't have to arrest them.
And they are not in pass, so
I'm coming.
Definitely when the table turn. I wish it will turn.
Always they be saying.
When the table turn.
Always all of us. Always all of us are saying this. When the MPP was in power, their attitude and some of the things that they were doing, we went around and told them that, the Ghanaians, that look, we want change, and when we have the opportunity or we have the nod, these are what we are going to do. And number one, we told them, look, we will not sit down someone to squat Ghana's money and go scot-free. So when we come power, believe we are going to make sure that those people are going to pay the money that they squat from the government coffers. And this is what is going on. We promised Ghanaians that we are going to do, and we are doing it. Look, Grabuaji is not different from what we call Ashanti Regional Chairman. Is he different from Ashanti Regional Chairman?
Which is one to me.
One to me. Is Grabuaji is different from Ashanti Regional Chairman? No. It is a Iyoko na Iyoko is doing his work. We should allow Iyoko to work. Say tebuni teni neba. Musu mama Iyoko ni yenu ejuma. Say nyesa nambema BNI ejuma. You should also allow BNI to work. But now, as I speak with you, we promised Ghanaians. We told them that when we come, obi bia wafa aban sikebi, or it take confession from them. We will make sure that we arrest those people and make sure. You see, I thank God my brother said yes, we should go to court. Definitely. Police chiwa. Court. Are you with me? Yeah. And the last time I was here, I even discussed something with you, and you say, "Oh, maybe when Nipa." MPP is fan of doing that. You see, say a child microphone now, no more parking, then you go and sit there, shouting, crying, doing all sorts of things. Say I be releasing Nipa now. Instead, say move Gino who said the bail conditions now a money Nipa no. You fulfill it on being Nipa if you are rather go and sit down, crying and be what, and you think they are going to leave you or they are going to leave that person to go scot free. It cannot be possible. Are you with me? Instead, you should sit in the parliament. So that there is Excellency John Dramani Mama who says the opposition, no more parliament. They think good, they think well. It's in Yama way. Let's communicate with them and make sure say you see Afenyo Marquis will park there for what we call the parliamentarian. That is the few of the parliamentarians, the minority members. You will pack them to the Uyoko to go and sit down, then crying. Whereby you should sit in parliament and make sure say good things will go for Ghanaians. Then Ghanaians will base on that to vote for you in 2028 election. You rather go and mess up. So His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is not using Iyoko to tarnish someone's image or to threat somebody's life. Right. Let me ask you, the Iyoko boss, is he a President Mahama brothers? President Mahama Nebuchani Iyoko boss. So why are you saying this government is trying to use the security service to so excuse me to see
right. Makion, we keep hearing rumble style, the way they are picking up these people. It's not nice. But is there a standard or a prescribed way that the police is actually supposed to arrest people, or do we have the right as to how, when, and where the police is actually supposed to arrest us? Because we keep hearing comments, where he was arrested was actually bad. Why won't he go home? Can't you invite him? Whereas we've seen that Iyoko doesn't actually notify you before they even pick you up, because that is their right. They will just pick you up.
You know, we've been in a nation where where I stand, I sit now, I am going to preach the right thing to be done and not what has been done previously. We are a nation, we shouldn't pay evil with evil. That's number one. Number two, even if you claim that previously that has been done, you know the right thing, then do it. If you claim to reset everything, then reset the style of arresting people, reset the style of approaching matters, not in a form that will create alarm and make cause fear and panic in the ordinary Ghanaians. Don't forget that the style of arresting by either IOCO or a special prosecutor, any agency that can arrest, should be in a form of invitation. Now, they've invited a couple of people. Miracles, this is not his first time at IOCO.
Yes.
He has been invited several times, and he goes. In the case of Katutu Kata, when my colleague here was mentioned about, when he was invited, he didn't show up. Then they did a follow-up, traced him, and got him at his church premises. The people the MPP arrested during Kufuor's time, they were people who were not showing up by their invites. So if you say that we are using Kung Fu style, we are using Jack Chan style, any style you could mention of, I mean, those days, your people didn't abide by the law. And enforcement was necessary by then.
Right.
Again, let me clear this. The president has so much influence on the IOCO boss because the IOCO boss is an appointee by the president.
But is the president supposed to interfere in the activities of the IOCO board? Does he dictate to them as to how they should do their job?
If I appoint you and I can, by some ways, somehow, I mean, let you lose your position, indirectly I have influence on you. I may not necessarily come all out to tell you Ghanaians that Romo Acha do this or do that, but even just a phone call can instruct the IOCO boss to do certain things.
Right.
We shouldn't hide behind cameras and defend things we know that, I mean, they are going on. We should be honest to ourselves. The president can just make an order or place some course and all this whole thing will stop.
So that means
they will
that the
approach the opposition.
too, that was how it was being done.
Oh no. The former IOCO boss never arrested anyone who she invited and came emergency. All the arrests were those who didn't show up. And if we call you and you don't show up, the IOCO has the authority to arrest. They have every right to arrest, and that one is correct.
But you know that with the issue of Miracles, he had a stop order, which is like an order that tells you do not go outside the jurisdiction
You
of
see,
the country,
the stop
of
order,
which he disobeyed and did.
According to IOCO's reports, the stop order came as at the time he was outside the country. He wasn't within the country.
Oh, are you sure?
Yes, you can check the IOCO report again. He was outside the country. So immediately he returns, he was being arrested. It wasn't as at the time he was in the country. If it were to be he was in the country, I'm not sure he would have traveled. Because he has an ambition, and that particular even moment he has declared intentions of contesting for position. Do you think he would do that? Let's be real to ourselves. If you know that there is a stop order on you, that you shouldn't go out, that particular day you've declared intention, will you still disobey and go out? To create what? Awareness? Or to create what? Impress public? No.
Right, so that was just by the way on the issue of Miracles.
I actually have something small to
briefly. I'm going to give you 30
yes,
seconds to do that.
You see, my brother was here saying something. You asked me a question which I was expecting that you answer the question direct. Meaning, do we have a style of arresting
people?
Are you with me?
Yeah.
We don't have any form or any style of arresting people. If they have given the what we call the mandate that you should be arrested everywhere you are, they have to arrest. If it wasn't that, how can they go to church and arrest Tatuti Kata? So Miracle Baji is not different from Tatuti Kati. It's not different from the Achama to me, or it's not different from anybody.
My colleague here didn't get a context I'm coming from. I'm saying that even if you arrest the person that way you are doing, it should be when the person disobey your invite. Then you can go the Rumble Star. But yes, if the person keeps obeying your invite, you've invited our former deputy presidential candidate.
The running mate.
Yeah, the running mate of Baumia. You've invited him before and he was there. You've invited a couple of people and they were there. So this isn't the first time inviting people, and I mean they're not showing. They show up all the time.
But you shouldn't expect that the issues are the same.
No matter what the issue is, invite the person and let the person come.
But they invited him, he came.
He came.
Okay.
Initially he came.
Initially, maybe they can ask him to come another day.
And he shows up. He has been showing up.
You see, as we speak now, let's be fair to ourselves. No matter how it is, whatever the thing will happen, whatever it is, it is.
So
miracle.
Okay.
Yeah. With what with the reports that Iyoko brought, it says that the stop order was placed on him a week ago.
And do
we know the time that
he wasn't in the country?
How sure are you?
Oh yes, according to his lawyers and the communication.
Because I am thinking that it was because he disobeyed Iyoko's order. That is why they picked him.
He was picked on arrival,
yes,
not on departure. That means he wasn't in the country.
But as at that time, how many days do we even know he even spent there?
So if let's take it from this angle. If he was to be in the country before the stop was placed on him, he wouldn't have gotten the opportunity to travel.
People still go.
No. This isn't just an ordinary person. We should be, taking things for granted.
So you are saying this miracle is
this is somebody who is well known, and if there is a stop on him, everyone is aware. The immigration will not even allow him to go. We should be honest to ourselves. Besides, he's in opposition and not a certain government.
Bro, let me tell you.
Let's be honest to ourselves.
There's a lot of people
let's be honest
in the opposition party
let's get into the
which
issue
they need
discussion
them.
this
They
morning.
need them, but they travel to abroad.
Then the system is weak. If that's what you are saying, then your system is weak.
No, you see, let me tell you, sympathy. Do you know that sympathy also works?
This is a matter of sympathy. Where we are right now.
You said this is no matter of sympathy.
No, where we are right now, we want the laws to work.
The President Mahama should have place a call to Yoko boss and tell Yoko boss that he should place a call for what?
No.
Is it not sympathy way?
You get my context wrong. What I'm saying is that the president have every right to control how the Yoko arrest people.
Yeah.
He has every right.
The president have every right, and whatever it is. Now, president said this is the organization. Which
and
all of us
that
is it. All of us came and meet this organization.
Yes, I'm wondering
and
how
the same organization they used to arrest some of our party members, Statuti Kata in the likes of Abu Dhabi and so ever. Did NDC members stand somewhere and say that is the president who asked the Yoko boss to do that? No. So you see, I said we vow and we went round and we promised Ghanaians that everybody who has a hand in the government property or whatever it is, we are going to arrest those people.
We are going to take
we should leave the Yoko
now.
We should leave the Yoko to work.
We will allow Yoko to work. Yoko is working and we appreciate Yoko's work.
Tell you,
how
you
long
know how,
now?
Yeah, it can be
You
tomorrow.
set up a committee called oral committee, and how long
now? It can be the day
now?
of election.
It
can be one month. It can be 1 month to the election. We can arrest people.
Sweetheart,
go it can be 1 month to the election. We can arrest people.
My brother is refusing to accept the fact.
It's a debate.
Yeah. No, what are you saying you accept it?
We are in for the truth, and the truth must stand.
Let's get into
what
the issue. Definitely, there's going to be a new development on this particular case, and then we will get to hear of that. If we'll find out who is actually speaking the truth, if it's going to be Yoko or if it is Dennis Miracle Abuaje.
That's why the court is there.
That is actually just by the way. So at this juncture, we are going to be delving into the main topic for discussion this morning. This is still the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. We're streaming live on Facebook at Ghana Talks Radio TV, on YouTube at Ghana Talks Radio, and also on X at Ghana Talks Radio. Do well to join in the conversation this morning. So for our first topic for discussion, we know that Paul Afoko has already declared his intention to stand for the national chairman of the NPP. And this man has been a founding member of the party, let me put it as such, and also an elder in the party. One question that keeps popping up is he the one going to reunite the party? Well, for this particular one, I'll be speaking a lot more to Makion, since it's actually
it's a home matter,
his house matter. So let me hear from you.
Makion, enjoy.
All right. You know, from where I sit now, Paul Afoko has done a very great job, and we see him to be a legend of the party. On any day, whether good or bad, whether he has stepped on people's toes or whether people have stepped on his toes, he is still our legend, and we are not going to put that fact aside. Now, for the sake of the Gen Zs, let me take them back to who Paul Afoko is. So Paul Afoko is a Navrongo man who has, been following the MPP, Dankwa Buzia Domo generational politics for a very longer period of time. Now, in 2014, he got opportunity to contest for the national chairmanship. Now, when he contested for he won. Actually, the Congress was held at Tamale at that time in August 2014, and he won massively with over 2,000 plus votes. Now, down the line, there was a lot of scandals and some claims that he doesn't support even our running mates, that's the President Akufo-Addo at that time, our flag bearer. So a lot of questions.
Was that indeed the case?
I will come to that.
All right.
That's why I'm taking the Gen Zs through the process. I'll come to that. You know, a lot of questions and allegations were coming up at that time. One regional minister found himself in, I think, a dead issue, and party chairman was in an acid issue, and that man lost his life, I think, one Mahama man. And all these matters were, something alarming around his name. So the party elders sat down and said, okay, young man, you've done well. You want the best for the party. But looking at where we stand now as an opposition party, this is 2015. Matters like this won't help the party to win power. Moreover, a lot of people within the party are not being on the same page with you in terms of political understanding. So we are pleading with you. You have to resign or step down with your position for now, so that matters like this will calm down. Paul didn't accept that offer, and he was forced to be suspended from the position. So he was given an indefinite suspension as at that time. And when the matter came up, Paul had to plead with the National Council through appeal. You know, the MPP, we have a National Council that we do appeal. So when the appeal went on, out of 77 people who voted, Paul got only 7 votes out of the 77.
For him to stay.
So the 70 people voted for him to for the suspension to be still hold. And that means in this kind of rumor, there might be some iota of truth. If majority, and this is more or less like the mighty majority of this population, that's close to 90% voting against you. Now, today, Paul says he has stayed away from politics for about 10 years now. And even the matter didn't end there. Let me try and brief it. So he took the issue to Accra High Court for the court to sit on it. Somewhere October 2015, after he was being suspended. In October, he took it to court. Now, the court sat on the matter from 2015 October all the way to 2016. And the court said, looking at what the party's laws or regulations are saying, and looking at what has happened now, the party elders have made the right decision. Moreover, even if the court imposed on the party that you should still lead the party, majority of the executives are not supporting you, which will not make your administration even successful. Therefore, you should sit aside.
Right.
So the court agreed with the party for him to stay aside. Paul was actually pained. I want Ghanaians to understand where we are coming from before we draw into conclusions. Paul was pained to the point he told the media that whenever he sees MPP party members and executives on his telly, he keep changing the station.
He said that.
Oh yes, you can check from the media.
On live?
Yeah, he said that. You can check from the media. And all these matters, I mean, have created some wound in people's hearts. Today, Paul said, I have forgiven everyone who betrayed me. I have forgiven everyone who harmed me. And I want to contest for the position again. Don't forget that there have been people who are already shown up for the position. We have Honorable Boachin Jakun, who has showed interest. We have Mchibo Siakun, that's Honorable Chamaun to me, who has already also shown interest. We have John Boadu, Honorable John Boadu, our former General Secretary, who has also shown interest. So if a former chairman who has stayed away from the grassroots and the entire political, MPP political terrain for about 10 years now and wants to come back again, I think this is going to be a very difficult task for him. And announcing his declaration at the latter part of their elections, I think it's going to be a very tough one. So from my point of view, I will suggest that he, being a godfather and a legend for our party, he should use his intellectual knowledge, how he was able to convince Ghanaians to vote for us to get 167 seats in 2016 when we were coming to power. He should use that intellect to support whoever wins and guide them with his experience,
right,
so that we come back to power again.
Why do you think it's going to be difficult for him?
As I said earlier on, we have, the 77 people who voted. Fortunately or unfortunately for him, most of them are still alive.
They are still in the party.
And most of them are still leaders of the party.
So you think that his coming back is unfortunate to the
people
party?
He has forgiven, but the question is,
he
has others also forgiven?
Forgiven.
That is where the problem lies. He has experience of betrayal, so he can maybe convince some of the party members who contested for the primaries, the presidential primaries, and are feeling that they've been betrayed. He can maybe convince them with his experience and bring them together. He's from the northern sector, and we having presidential candidates coming from the northern sector. He can use all those experience to gather the northern sector for the party if he is indeed ready to give his best out.
So that means you still need him in the party.
We need him.
Right.
And there is no doubt about that.
Yeah.
But we are saying that he is staying away from the party for 10 years. This is my opinion.
He didn't stay away from the party, remember. You suspended him.
He didn't participate in active, leadership roles.
That is because you suspended him.
We did, yes.
Yes.
Yes,
so,
we did.
From your submission, it's making it sound as if he deliberately decided to leave the party.
Oh, no.
Whereas your party members actually voted to suspend him.
Yes.
Yeah. So assuming he wasn't suspended, I believe he would have made
he would have
remarkable achievements in the party.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Mr. Vanity.
Madam Vanity.
I know you have been in this political game for quite some time now, and you know about Paula Foucault, and he has just stated emphatically the achievement he actually brought to the 2016 election. So you can say that he played a part to the NPP winning the election. What do you make of his return to the NPP? Do you see it as a threat to the NDC?
We, the NDC, when it comes in terms of their MPP chairmanship race, we don't need even to talk about it.
Exactly.
Right? But definitely, Paula Foucault issue is our issue because he's a Ghanaian. So whatever happened to Paula Foucault, we also have some part to see. What MPP did to Paula Foucault is not nice. We should say it so that every Ghanaians will know that what they did to Paula Foucault is not nice.
So you think that they were not fair to the man?
They were not fair to that man.
So tell me your side of the
Yes,
story.
I'll tell you the side of it. You see, my brother is hiding from the whole thing. You don't want to say the truth. Saying this, saying it. You see, Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo see Paula Foucault as a threat person to him.
Why?
During the presidential race.
right? Was he venturing
you see,
to to be a flag bearer for the NPP?
That is what Nanado says.
Did he?
No, let him continue.
So let me.
I will address all those matters.
So let me write that down.
This is what the former president says. Do you know our Yakubu, right? Our Yakubu.
Okay.
The Nordna.
Yeah.
The woman. Do you know that that woman also planned to contest for the same flag bearership? At the end of the day, what happened? This woman was poisoned.
Oh, really?
Yes, she was poisoned.
On fact.
Number two.
On fact, that she was poisoned.
Yeah.
But you don't know who poisoned her.
But do you know that even Baumia?
His poison was more or less like John Kume's poison.
Thank you. And do you know that even our this current MPP current running mate, what do you call presidential candidate Baumia, also was poisoned.
Oh, really?
There is no fact about that.
You see, he said there's no fact.
I've not read about it.
That, yeah.
There is something about MPP, which today we have to say it. They should stop. If MPP find out, now we are obia intelligent, and they see it say this person have future. So you start demonstrate. If I wanted to warn my brother that I see him as a future person, you should be very careful. You have intelligence, and they know you can do it, and you can do it better. They have to find ways and meaning and clear you. Look at John Kuma.
I won't take that.
Look at
yes, I won't take that.
When you were talking,
yes, I won't.
I kept quiet.
All right,
they have to find ways and meaning and clear you. I told you our Ayakubu. He wanted to contest for the flag bearer of the MPP. They poison. John Kuma.
When you say they poison,
they poison.
So let's use this phrase.
Was poison.
Was poison.
Okay. I think that's better.
Okay. I think that's better.
Okay.
Because if
poison.
you say
where the
poison, you have to point out
where the
criminal.
Where the poison is coming from.
We are criminals. No.
But if you are asked to prove it, would you be able?
Thank you.
Let me save you.
Okay.
Yeah.
If it were to be them by now, would have been arrested.
Yeah. Because as it stands now, we don't know who poisoned.
John Kuma was poisoned.
Was poisoned.
Okay. JB Dankwa was shot and killed at his own residence. And these people that I mentioned, they are all have the ambition to go for the flag bearership. You see, Paula Foko, let me tell you one or two things about Paula Foko. Paula Foko is a very nice gentleman. But Paula Foko is someone who doesn't want cheating.
He's fair.
He's fair. And in politics, this is how it goes. When you want to become a leader, or you want to become someone, the grassroots will cheer you, the grassroots will feel like you are the grassroots man or whatever. There are some certain things you need to do that the grassroots will believe in you. Now, when they ask you to, he is the national chairman, right? Then, he need to send people to go to constituency by constituency to go and share the party items and whatever the party have to the, what do you call, the grassroots. And Paul Afoko find that the grassroots start complaining that when previous chairmen are there, when they ask them to bring something to the grassroots, they don't bring it. So this is our problem. So now as we accept you, we vote for you as a chairman, we don't need people like that again. We want people, when they give our assistance to them, that they should bring it to us, they will bring it. So Paul Afoko decide, okay, if that will be the case, when we are going to share something, I will call my members, that is the national executives, regional executives, then constituency executive will follow them. I will go with you. When we get there, I will proclaim, I will announce that these are the things we have for you. This person is supposed to get this, this person is supposed to get this, this person is supposed to get this. So it will be fair. Everybody know what he's getting.
So that was what he was doing.